Hello and welcome to the briefing, brought to you by Cyber Team 1. Today is July 29, 2026. In the next 10 minutes, we'll cut through the noise and bring you the cybersecurity intelligence that matters most to business leaders and defenders. Every edition looks back over the previous 7 days. Our job is to take a very large amount of security news and reduce it to the handful of developments that actually change your risk, and then explain what to do about them. There's a pattern running through this week, and it's worth naming before we start. The attacks aren't landing on the front door, they're landing on the plumbing, the network control panels, the remote access boxes, the software build servers, and the systems that hand out digital identity. These are powerful systems that often sit outside normal patching discipline. Let's get into it. First, the most urgent item of the week. There's a product called Arista VeloCloud orchestrator. Let me translate that. Organizations with lots of sites, a retailer with hundreds of stores, a company with offices across the country, connect them using something called an SD-WAN. The orchestrator is the central control panel for that network. Think of it as the switchboard for the entire organization. On the 27th of July, Arista disclosed a flaw in the on-premises version of that control panel and confirmed attackers were already exploiting it before the fix existed. It scored 10 out of 10 on the severity scale, the maximum. In plain terms, someone on the internet with no username and no password can take complete control of the switchboard and from there see and shape the traffic across a whole company's network. America's cyber agency CISA added it to its must-fix list the same day and gave federal agencies until the 30th of July. That's a 3-day deadline. 3 days tells you everything about how seriously it's being taken. So what should you do? If you run VeloCloud on premises, this is a drop everything moment. Patch it. But here's the part people skip. Because attackers were using this before the fix existed, the patch doesn't tell you whether someone is already inside. Assume they might be and go and look. And then ask the harder question. Why was the control panel for our entire network reachable from the open internet in the first place? One more thing on this. Check your suppliers, not just yourself. If a managed service provider runs your network, they may be running one of these on your behalf. Next, closer to home. Origin Energy, one of Australia's largest energy retailers, has confirmed the scale of its data breach. On the 28th of July, the chief executive said the information of approximately 900,000 current and former customers was accessed. That includes names, addresses, dates of birth, phone numbers and account details, along with small fragments of payment data, the last 4 digits of a card or the last 3 digits of a bank account. Origin says those partial details can't be used to make purchases or access accounts. The company is contacting affected customers, has extended its support hours, and is offering free identity support through ID Care and 12 months of credit monitoring. It's working with the Australian Cybersecurity Centre, the National Office of Cybersecurity, the Federal Police, and has notified the privacy regulator. Why does this matter to you? 2 reasons. If you're an Origin customer, expect scammers to try to use this. And be clear about why. Your name, your address, your date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your card. That combination is exactly what makes a fraudulent phone call sound convincing. Origin has said directly that it will never contact customers asking for passwords. Treat any unexpected call or message about your Origin account with suspicion and verify independently using a number you looked up yourself. The second reason applies to every business leader. There's a detail in Origin's own account that deserves attention. The company says it had been reviewing a potential security threat since early July, but based on the information available, it wasn't assessed to be credible. Then, on the 22nd of July, new information emerged, and Origin acted immediately. That's worth sitting with. The question for your organization isn't whether you'd spot a threat. It's what happens when you've already decided a threat isn't credible. Who has the authority to reopen that decision, and how quickly? The related question is capacity. Origin went from possible incident to 900,000 people affected, notifications underway in 6 days. Could you identify and contact several 100,000 customers in that time frame? And is your call center ready for what happens next? In another development, a flaw that matters more than its name suggests. On the 27th of July, JetBrains disclosed a critical vulnerability in a product called TeamCity. TeamCity is a build server, the system companies use to assemble and package their own software before shipping it. The flaw lets an attacker run commands on that server without logging in, and it affects every on-premises version. Here's why a build server deserves your attention. It's the factory floor for software. It holds source code, the digital keys used to sign products as genuine, and the credentials to push updates out to customers. An attacker who controls the factory can potentially tamper with software before it ever reaches you. That's a supply chain attack. The danger doesn't come through your front door, it comes through a trusted supplier's back door. The good news is that there's no sign anyone is exploiting this yet, which makes the message simple. If you run TeamCity yourself, update it now, while it's quiet. JetBrains also made a recommendation worth repeating. Build servers shouldn't be reachable from the open internet at all, not even the login page. Let me group the next two together because they teach the same lesson. The first is a flaw in Fortinet's remote access VPN, the appliance staff used to log in from home. It was added to the must-fix list on the 27th of July. What makes this one unusual is what it does. It lets an attacker who's already inside the device defeat the fix that was meant to remove their hiding place. It doesn't get them in, it lets them stay. The second is the ongoing attack campaign against Microsoft SharePoint running on company-owned servers, where attackers steal the digital keys the server uses to trust its own users. Put those together and you get one of the most important ideas in this edition. Patching removes the flaw. It does not remove the intruder. If you've had a security incident on an edge device, a firewall, a VPN, a remote access box, and your response was to install the update and move on, that response was probably incomplete. Real recovery means rotating credentials and certificates, checking the device's configuration against a known good version, and in some cases, rebuilding the device entirely. That's a decision worth writing down in advance, because in the middle of an incident, nobody wants to be the person arguing for the slower, more expensive option. Now, two developments that speak to where the ground is shifting. The first is about physical operations. Coca-Cola confirmed on the 27th of July that data was stolen in the ransomware attack on its dairy subsidiary Fairlife, and that most US production has now restarted. What makes this instructive isn't the data theft, it's that a cyber attack stopped milk production across 4 American plants for roughly a week and a half. Coca-Cola handled the disclosure well. It filed with the market regulator the same day it detected the intrusion, and it's been careful to separate what it has confirmed from what the criminals are claiming. It also said retail shelves stayed stocked because of existing inventory. That last detail is worth pausing on. Inventory depth acted as a cyber resilience control. So here's a question for any organisation with physical operations. If your corporate systems were switched off tomorrow, how long could you keep producing and delivering? And is the answer a deliberate decision, or something you'd find out during an incident? The second is about accountability. On the 22nd of July, Singapore announced the biggest overhaul of its critical infrastructure cybersecurity rules since 2022. The headline change isn't technical. Boards and senior management will be formally accountable for cyber resilience and will have to maintain a documented framework covering risk tolerance, mitigation, transfer and recovery, reviewed at least once a year. There's also a new set of rules coming for critical systems running in the cloud, developed with the major cloud providers. Singapore's stated reason is notable. The agency says artificial intelligence is helping attackers find flaws faster, which shortens the time defenders have between a flaw becoming known and it being attacked. Now, Singapore's rules don't bind Australian organisations unless you operate there. But the direction of travel matters because it's consistent with what Australian regulators already expect under critical infrastructure law and financial services standards. The question is simply this. If a regulator asked your board today which director is accountable for cyber recovery and when the resilience framework was last reviewed, would there be an answer? Let me wrap up with the through lines. The first is the privileged edge. Nearly every serious story this week involves a system that is both powerful and internet-facing. The network control panel, the VPN appliance, the build server. The practical action is to know exactly which of your management systems can be reached from the internet and to shrink that list deliberately. A network switchboard or a build server almost never needs to be open to the world. The second is speed. We saw a flaw exploited before a fix existed, and a government deadline measured in 3 days. The most valuable capability here isn't a product. It's the ability to patch a critical internet-facing system quickly with the approvals already agreed in advance. If your honest answer to how fast can we patch is measured in weeks, that's your gap. And the third is that recovery is more than patching. When attackers can leave a spare key behind, cleaning up means rotating credentials and actively hunting, not just installing an update. 3 questions to take into your next leadership conversation. Do we run any of this week's affected products and are they patched today? For anything internet-facing, how quickly can we honestly patch it? And where a flaw was used before its fix existed, are we assuming someone got in and going to look, or just hoping? If those 3 questions start a good discussion, this edition has done its job. That's it for this edition of The Briefing. Stay alert, verify the facts, ask the hard questions, and we'll see you in the next one.